Just after 9:30, our top stories on Newsnight. Alarming figures of billions in losses as a result of the violence last week. Over 100,000 jobs are also on the line. An embarrassing tit-for-tat spat among security cluster ministers regarding intelligence about the attempted insurrection. And 2 ambulance services in Gqeberha say they've been forced to shut down, and they're blaming the Road Accident Fund for their financial troubles. An estimated 20 billion of rands in losses to KwaZulu-Natal's GDP following violent unrest this past week. That's what Acting Minister in the Presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, revealed today. The effects are beginning to be felt on the ground. We've seen Durbanites stuck in long queues as a result of food shortages. Now, eThekwini municipality officials today conducting an oversight visit to assess the extent of the damage. Lindiwe Kuzwayo, Head of Communications, is joining us now live. Lindiwe, thanks for your time. So you, of course, had that assessment today. How bad is it?
It's worse than anything we could have imagined, quite honestly. When you're on the ground and you're seeing the remains of what was once thriving business centers, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for us to see, and it's certainly heartbreaking for the owners of those businesses. What is encouraging, though, is every single one of them is committed to rebuild. Every one of them is committed to staying in eThekwini, and they're committed to saving jobs. They understand the socio-economic challenges that our city faces, and they're committed to working with us and with the rest of government to tackle those socio-economic challenges and to rebuild our city.
You know, obviously you had discussions with those businesses who are telling you that they will stay in eThekwini, but are they asking for any assurance from the provincial government that they will be protected if something like this happens again? Because many would argue that government failed to protect them.
They are quite concerned about the general security situation, and they are saying to us that they do need to see more visible policing, especially in areas that are considered to be volatile. So that is definitely one of the requests they are making. And they are asking us to ensure that the business climate is conducive to them continuing to do business in the city. We understand those concerns, and of course they are valid. And so we have taken responsibility. We have reiterated that we have a role to play with other spheres of government to create a business landscape that is conducive to all businesses, big and small, to thrive in our city.
If we just look at the extent of the damage, and this is to paint a picture for our viewers, I see that there were 161 malls affected, 11 warehouses, 8 factories, 161 liquor outlets and distributors. This is definitely going to lead to some job losses. I know you say there's assurance that it's not going to happen as far as the people you spoke to, but the estimation is over 100,000 jobs on the line here.
I do think that it's inevitable that some jobs will be lost. Our initial estimates point to at least 129 jobs that are impacted by the unrest last week. We know that at least 15 billion rands worth of property has been damaged. Stock in excess of R1 billion has been looted or damaged. So the scale of the devastation is shocking. But we are committed to working with businesses in the city and with other spheres of government to rebuild and to make sure that the city thrives again.
Just for clarity, you said 129 jobs. Is 129,000 jobs that will be impacted?
It's 129,000 jobs that will be impacted.
So that means that there are 129,000 people who are unable to go to work right now in KwaZulu-Natal. Is that correct?
That's correct, and that's just the initial estimate.
Yeah, that's very worrying, isn't it? Is there anything that officials, government in provincial level or national can do to possibly ease the financial burden on these businesses so that we will see these workers being paid still?
I can only talk about what we are doing in eThekwini, and already this morning we tabled at our exco some proposals around how we can provide some relief to businesses, and we are working there through the structures within eThekwini, and we hope to communicate that to the business community in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it really is a sad situation, isn't it, Lindiwe? And I want to go back to the possibility of protection for these businesses if this violence emerges again, because we're already hearing of possible threats again, which obviously have not happened. But in terms of what you can do as the eThekwini municipality to protect businesses, what are the options for you here?
We have already committed to more visible policing from our own Metro Police in areas that are volatile, but we are working in a joint job with other policing structures, with other law enforcement agencies to ensure that we have the right amount of law enforcement on the ground so that businesses can start working again.
All right, I hope that's enough because clearly police were overwhelmed the last time around. Thank you so much for your time and the insight. Appreciate it. Lindiwe Kuzwayo, Head of Communications for the eThekwini Municipality.